Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we are at the pointy end, day 5 of the grandest party of them all. Season 18 wrapping up for the final day, and of course we are using the main man, Gear 5, with the team that I think will probably work the best under them at the moment with the rule set and all that fun stuff that's going on right now. Strength are still really good, obviously they work exceptionally, and there is a nice cheeky way of making them working with like Otama and Vivi and Jack and doing some fun stuff there, but I did find a little bit more success with the quick driven team. I did find that it was floating around quite a bit, and I think I'm probably going to go with this kind of setup right here. I feel like having Free Spirit in the middle as well, utilizing Nami and Robin over Nami Karina, crazy I know, just for that HP cut and the cooldowns that Otama can give, and then using the burst to my advantage and getting the win that way can work exceptionally well. But obviously in today's video, if we find the change leader strat or autofill teams, we're just going to take them because, like, look, at the end of the day, we're in the last day, and this one, it's not as exciting as the rest of them, I think, but at the same time, like, this is where we want to pick up the higher echelons of rewards. But remember, if you guys don't get the 12 rewards, like the 12 win rewards, or the 15 win rewards, or anything in between, remember that this game mode wasn't around 18 months ago, and be happy with what you get, not happy with what you don't. Especially if you're a newer to mid-game player. Like, please try to remember that. I know it sucks, and I know it is very pay-to-win, and all of that stuff comes into play, and I 100% agree with you, but I have put out strats to get to 10 wins very comfortably with a new account, so it is doable. It just takes a little bit of knowledge on the game and stuff like that, and that will come over time. Just remember that if you're a new player for a reason. All that stuff will come as you develop your account. But with that said, let's dive in. Let's see what we find for our first fights. Mad. Love that for me. That's great. Awesome. Stunning, in fact, some might say. Wow, I'm just sick. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Sorry, so we got Gear 5 Strength build as the first fight. What do we got here? A weird strength build. This is looking like what we're going to fight. Did this have Luffy? Yeah, it did. Okay. And then this one is another strength build, but doesn't have Luffy. So this is what we're fighting. 100% this is what we are fighting. Free Spirit down the bottom there, so we don't want to put our Free Spirit team there. So let's go up against this particular build right here. Obviously, it's going to happen where sometimes we have to fight Gear 5s, and that's why I like to put out my unedited version of Gear 5 versus Gear 5 off rip, because sometimes this happens on the final day, and if it does, we will be prepared for it. So the idea of the slasher team is we want to get our CD reduction up nice and high. 11 CD is really, really good. The enemy has no CD on Jack, which is exceptional. Odin and Lord do have a bit of cooldown reduction. But the plan here is we want to burst basically as soon as we get it. If we burst off rip, it stops the enemy from getting their burst ability ready to go. That's the game plan. So S-Hawk's going to be ready. Ace is going to hit us, which is kind of annoying. Slashers, whilst are very good, they can be a little bit squishy. So, that's annoying. Alright, Roger Whitebeard is going to be the next hitter. Our timing of hits is not great here. That's kind of a problem, but at the same time, it's not a huge problem. Because the enemy... Okay. I was going to use the burst there, but we're just attacking and waiting for these guys to come in. We're going to do this. Beautiful stuff. And that should wrap it up. Okay. It didn't wrap it up, but that's okay. Man, Submask, man. Come on, really? This is just, again, the enemy getting their specials off gives just free Gear 5 charge. And it's kind of annoying when that happens, because now we're going into the second fight without our burst. The enemy still has 2, but they're in a position where they're halfway charged. I really don't want to get to the back end and fight that Free Spirit team. If it happens, look, it happens. But it's something that I really don't want to happen, just to be honest. Our Free Spirit team does have a couple of revives. Bringing, again, Nami and Robin on the Free Spirit team. This is a non-Super Evolve Cardo, so that's always good to see. Bringing Nami and Robin on the Free Spirit team, I have found just a bit more effectiveness in Grand Party, just because of the 40% HP cut. Depending on what you're running and how it looks, I've always been a big fan of Nami and Robin in Grand Party underneath Gear 5. And running Nami Karina, whilst is very good at slowing the enemy down and stuff like that, it doesn't really help us get our charge up ready to go. Now, Akainu is the scary one because he does an exceptional job at charging the burst. Kaido is going to only hit 1 unit there, which is really good for us, or 2 units. Nami Robin just has to hit a bunch of units here, please. Kaido got out of the way. It's kind of annoying, but that's okay. Akainu is basically going to charge their burst ability to max, which is gonna suck. But he only hit 1 unit, which is incredibly lucky for us. Akainu is a demon at charging that Gear 5 burst ability. So now if we do this should just kill everyone. Bada bing, bada boom. And now we're in a pretty good spot. Yes, we don't have any bursts. Yes, the enemy does have their burst. And with Blue Gem on the bench, they definitely could see that. But the fact that Tazora was the only one with their special means that the 3 units coming to the front, they get the low cooldown charge, and we don't have to worry about too much damage output, whilst Zoro is actually putting up his counters, which is exceptional. So that's really, really nice. Blue Gem is, not going to go. Love that for us. And it's over. Sweet. All right, first win in the bag. Obviously, fighting Gear 5s on the final day can be a little bit stressful. But, like I said, if you do have a strategy in plan with a bit of good RNG as well, it's always a fun time. The enemy had a Roger on the Freak Spirit team. So the Freak Spirit team wasn't exactly super scary, but at the same time, we don't love fighting... We don't love fighting Freak Spirit, especially under Gear 5 nowadays. So, let's dive into the next one. Let's see what we can't get. Ooh, that's a bit better. We like to see that. That is a lot better. So, I feel like that is going to be the Slasher team, because I do the same thing with Usopp right at the back there. This one here is looking like a quick team in the middle. So, we could definitely do some fun stuff there. And this top team could honestly be anything. So, let's take on this guy right here. The fact that there's a quick team in the middle tells me that we could do that pretty comfortably. Yeah, we could definitely do that pretty comfortably. All right, let's send it. Now, again, not having to deal with a Gear 5 burst is just incredibly relaxing. Okay. Ooh. It's incredibly relaxing because we don't have to just... Oh, no, this is auto. Okay. Beautiful. Finding an auto build. Sick. Look, I'm not a huge fan of the whole auto thing. Like, I do actually like watching the fights play out and actually having to play the game mode. But just the fact that I don't have to worry about that Gear 5 burst, it's just a massive, massive savior in terms of the pressure levels when actually playing the game mode. So, make sure you guys are at least changing your leaders at the end of every day. I can't stress that enough. It just helps out so many players, man. And I get it. Like, not everyone gets it. Like, I just had to deal with a Gear 5 lead in this video. But it takes so much pressure off people when they're playing this game mode. So, just remember that we want everyone to try and maximize their accounts and have fun playing the game mode. I am one of the few that really enjoy Grand Party. With or without the strat, I find it an incredibly fun game mode. But I do understand why people dislike it so heavily. Because of the RNG factor, because of the issues with pay to win and all that kind of stuff. PvP has always been a pay to win game mode. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's operated, and there's no real way of sort of getting around that, to be honest with you. But at the same time, it's always been really, really fun for me, and I want to make it fun for everyone else. And if this is the way that people enjoy the game mode, just being able to blitz through these auto teams, or not worrying about Gear 5s and stuff like that, like, more power to you, because, like, if you're having fun with the game mode that I'm having fun with, we can at least talk about it and we can at least enjoy it together, whilst it still has its overlooming problems. So let's get that Nami Robin HP cut off. Oh, they're not going to go, are they? You bastards. Okay. Well, that's kind of annoying. Alright, let's do this, because Gear 5 is about to go. So let's do that. Gear 5 can go in and pick up the scraps. Bink. Bink. New units come in. And then Nami Robin can get a HP cut off. I wonder if Nami Robin hits all 3 of these units, will it charge my burst enough to just finish this with the burst? I feel like Sanji's probably going to finish it anyway. No. the HP drop just for these units coming in and no synergy is just, yeah, okay, goodbye. Okay, sweet. Well, the second fight in the bag, obviously getting an auto team is always a really fun time. So shout out to this particular player that has put this up, Glock Saint. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get a little bit of luck again. Honestly, like, we don't need auto teams. Just if we can get a changed leader, that would be great. Ah, dear. Well. All right, so Gear 5 on the bench there is telling me there's probably going to be a Dex team, Int team, maybe a Quick Driven team, possibly a Strength team. Gear 5 down here, that's definitely Free Spirit, and that's probably Free Spirit there too. So we're going to take on this front build. We're going to rock our strat the same way that we've been rocking it the entire time. If the first team is Strength, that would be not ideal, to be honest. This is where we close our eyes and pray. And see what we're going up against. See what we're fighting. A Dex team. Alright, cool. So the first team is Dex. That is actually a really good sign. I was low-key hoping that it was going to be Dex. Because if it wasn't Dex, that would tell me that there's probably a Dex fight somewhere else along the line. And because I have a quick team floating around, I definitely didn't want to have to deal with that. So the plan here is the same plan as always. Now, Dex teams are a little bit different. Because Dex teams are usually quite bulky. Usually they have the Luffy for the revive. But stereotypically, they don't output a lot of damage. They are running Big Mom. They are running Donjin Jiao, which is kind of cringe nowadays, to be honest. But ideally, I want to get my burst ability up, ready to go. Odin should pick off those other two units. Big Mom's not going to be ready. Go like this. When you hit him with a burst, that should kill a bunch more units, and then Roger Wiper should charge up our burst for the next fight. Now, the reason I do this and use the burst, basically, it just guarantees me the win. And if you have a look up the top there at the enemy's burst charge, they are nowhere near charged, which is exactly what we're looking for. And the reason that is because we've basically hit them so hard so fast that they haven't had a chance to use any of their specials. Now, Gear 5 is ready to go. Now, that is very, very scary because Gear 5 has a very good ability where it goes through defensive effects and can hit for 5k damage. However, if it's 1 versus 6 or 1 versus 5, whatever it is, stereotypically that won't be the case. Nevertheless, utilizing slashes, like you guys just saw there, under a Gear 5 build, is stereotypically my best way of using them. I always find super success with them when it comes to that. Okay, we're versing a quick team now with Sugar. Okay, this is a weird build. Alright, I kind of like this because there's not a lot of synergy going on here. Having, like, Momo there, very strange. Without having something like Roger and Odin, without having Cross Guild, I'm pretty comfortable here. However, Akainu is just always scary in Grand Party because of his ability to just max charge the burst. Now, as I was saying with slashes, the fact that we've put them at such a low charge means that if/when Akainu goes, there he is right there. When he goes, he shouldn't put us in a position where he fully charges. The downside is they have 2 specials coming straight after that. And those 2 specials could be a bit of a detriment. But the reason we went so crazy on the first fight, Kaido only hit 2 units. The reason we went so crazy on the first fight is to stop exactly what you can see here. So they popped off 3 specials that are very hard hitters. Well, 2 are very, very hard hitters. And now we're in a position where we don't have to worry about that burst ability. So we're going to get that HP cut off from Nami and Robin. Then we can bink this. This should kill the entire team. Well, close to it. Come on. Beautiful. And now we're in a position where it's a full 8-man team versus a... What's it called? Against a 3-man team. But our 8-man team has a double revive situation. So technically we're rocking, like, what? 10 versus 3. So even if we take a Gear 5 burst here, we are still in a much better position than the opposition. And again, this is why I like to do these tests on day 1. So that way when it comes around to this day 5, I have a better idea of how the game mode's actually operating. And I can actually put myself in a position where if I do verse Gear 5, I know how to play with my teams, utilize them in a way that is going to get me these wins, and make it less stressful for me. So again, I can't stress to you guys enough, please change your leaders at least. If you can, use the auto strat. I understand using the auto strat throughout the week can be a little bit annoying, and it's something that I don't do. I just change my leader. But on the final day, I always have a tendency to actually do this auto strat thing. So what you need to do, basically, once you've done your fights, once you've got your wins, you can go into your setup, and you hit auto edit up here. It auto edits your teams, and then you're basically good to go. Now, see how it selects the leader as the first slot? That'll basically tell most players that you have an auto-filled team up there. So if you guys find me, feel free to let it rip, and hopefully you guys get those 15 wins. But a bit of a scary final day. Obviously, having to deal with Gear 5 twice is not ideal, but again, like I was saying, that's why we like to do the prep videos at the start of Grand Party, because it just puts us in a much better position if that does happen. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and good luck in Grand Party, and I'll catch you all in the next one.